So now in New York, are you considered an OG now?
I mean, kids say that, but I'm not an OG. I'm just an older guy.
No,
That's what OG stands for now. It
old
was
guy.
like the older guards, or what was it, original gangster? And then people
Right,
saying the older guards.
right.
I'm just the older guy, I guess.
No doubt. So when you look back on these decades that you put into breaking, what are going to be some of the battles that you're going to be like, that you're going to tell the future generations? Like, you're going to be like, yo, this one was the one, this one was the one. You know, what are those
Oh, for
encounters
them
going to
to
be?
watch, like that they must see.
Yeah, or even that you feel, even if you don't feel it's a must see, but you like, to me, that was like the one.
Um, of course, the battle of the year with Battle Squad and Second to None.
No, I mean
See,
ones that, wait, you were, no, I'm talking about ones you've been in.
oh, that I've been in.
Yeah, when we
Oh,
talking about your
that's
war stories.
memorable, like memorable battles for
Yeah.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch, man. It's like the really good ones are not documented, so I can't
Ah,
say, yo, look back at this. It's just like war stories,
right.
you
It's
know.
like you had
But
to be
you
there.
is that what you mean? Like the battles that they can take a look back at?
Yeah, and be like, yo, these are the ones that made me me, or that, got my name up, or, what I'm saying, is why you need to respect me, however you look at it.
Well, I think I didn't really stand out when I first started coming up too much because I was into like, Foundation, and I just looked like a New York dude, like a mix of Rocksteady and New York City Breakers, because that's pretty much what we had until the 2000, when we got exposed to other young kids who've been dancing longer and were doing their own moves, and the creativity was like on the next level. Like we didn't get exposed to that. I didn't until like about 99, 2000. And then I started experimenting, so I didn't really stand out, I didn't start buzzing until like I started entering contests, and then I started facing off with people. And I think the most talked about memorable battle when people started like bringing my name up was when I battled Migas. It was this event called Bragging Rights, and it was like the top event in New York, but it was very underground because it was like at a MC battle, and in the basement it was like a real small space, and they used to do a b-boy battle every month, and it was like $500 prize. And at that
Mm.
time, come on, $500 for a dance battle was like hell yeah. So we was trying to go for it
Mm-hmm.
all the time. I answered like 4 or 5 times, and I didn't win. Like the first one, I answered the very first one, and I had lost the 3-way. It was like me, Technique, and K-Mel, and then I got eliminated, and then K-Mel beat Technique and won the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't win until like the 6th one, but I got to battle Migas, and I think that's one of the illest b-boys ever, B-Boy Vengeance from Boogie Brats. And it was an honor, but I think I caught him off guard because he was taking everybody lightly. Because, dudes in New York really wasn't ready for him like that. But he was taking everybody lightly, and it was kind of like getting on my nerves. And when I got to the finals, I was like, I'm going to just hit him hard. And he didn't expect that. He's looking at me like, what's up with this kid? But the battle was like last man standing, kind of, or until the judges say enough. It wasn't like 1-3 rounds and then they could do some bias shit. It was just like, let's see who's still hungry, who's still got moves, who's getting it. So I won that battle, and then people started like, I remember even hearing people at practices like, yo, who's this Jiggz kid? I heard he beat Leakers. Like, really?
And you're sitting right there.
Yeah. I was like walking in. I heard this girl, Miss Twist, saying that shit. She was asking somebody, who's this Jiggz? I heard he beat Migas. This Migas is big shit at the time,
Right.
And that's kind of like where the beef started with K-Mel.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, I know you want to get to that. That's like probably the main battle.
All right. So, Jiggz, the truth of the matter is I heard of you before I ever met you, man. And the first time I heard of you was what you're starting to allude to, the K-Mel Jiggz. I don't know if it was a beef or just a misunderstanding, but it was a series. It was like part 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was like, dang, this kid's going off. So before you get into the actual battle itself, where does it stem from? Like, what was the beef, or the? I like to call it a disagreement because it ain't like you guys was about to like really. It wasn't a real beef. You know what I'm saying?
I think it stems from like things like that, like the past. What I had mentioned about battling Migas, which is his crewmate, things like that. Like, you know, once you start getting better, you're gonna start facing off with the better guys, right? And those guys were mostly dudes he rocks with. You know what I'm saying? So we would be going at it with like floor lords a lot, you know? And I think it was a misunderstanding with the way the whole thing started. But obviously, if I'm battling his boys, he's gonna side with them,
Right.
you know. And it's gonna, you know, eventually it's gonna become a tension there. You know, there's gonna be tension. But since that first day, like that's the first time he called me out, and like me and K have been cool ever since we met. When he first seen me, he introduced himself, and he was like, "Yo, you dope," and I was just like, oh shit, like this is that dude K-Mel, and he's like showing me love. So I was like, you know, K-Mel was like our generation, but he was like the dude that we were rooting for. You know what I'm saying? Like we was always like we looked up to K-Mel, basically, all of us. You know, like we always had his back when he battled like the OGs like Kenny and Storm. Like in our minds, we was like, yeah, K took him out. You know, if you look at the battles now, it looks a little different. But in our minds, we was like, that's our guy. Yes, he's the man. So I took that shit like, damn, man, why is he like coming for me? But then I was like, oh, that's all good. I just beat his boy, and they mad they're not going home with the money. So he called me out at the event, and I was finished. I just finished battling. So then my man Cyclone jumped in the Cypher. They went a little exchange, whatever. It wasn't serious. But then fast forward a couple years, maybe like a year or two, we had we had a couple run-ins in between that.
Okay.
We had a couple run-ins because I remember there was that, and then I think that same year at the Rocksteady anniversary, Migas tried to come for me in the Cyphers, and I also battled his boy Flearock, brought it to me in the Cyphers, and it was just like always this tension between them, right? Then we seen them again at the Flearock battle, and they had like this super crew. I was in another group, and we had faced off, we had battled. They smoked us, they killed us. But then K-Mel put out a video, his solo video. And then there's a part where you see Legacy does like a cork, a flip, and then he throws a dick in my face. And I'm like, why the fuck is he? I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll take the L. I'll hold that L. But I'm taking notes, and I see this. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, cool, whatever. It don't matter. When I see them, I'll see them. You know? So then fast forward, now we're at Alpha Fame, New York City. So for us, it's like, all right, this is an opportunity. Right now, at that time, I'm rocking with New York Kings. That's another story as to why that crew was formed. But it was just like, you know, dudes who were making moves, battling, coming together to rep New York. Anyways, we have our little squad. We got a couple of our young heads. So, you know, we're not at full blast, but we make the finals. We battle floor lords. They were messing up.
Is he judging at this point? Like, is he a judge or is he just a spectator?
Yeah, he's a judge at this event, right?
Okay.
So we're battling his boys, and you know, every time I go in, he goes crazy for me. Every time his boys go in, he's going crazy for them, and it just looked a little weird, like, you know, he's just being biased.
Right.
But whatever, you know, that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we felt like we won that battle. Then they give these guys a tiebreaker. They clearly messed up their routines. They crashed. We was on point. We did what we had to do. And for us, it was like an insult because this is an opportunity for us. If we won that battle, we get to go compete in the West Coast.
Right.
We get to do Alpha Fame out in the West Coast, wherever it was. I don't know if it was Seattle or what. But, you know, we was upset. We was like, damn, bro, like, you know, y'all being biased. So they give them the tiebreaker. Boom. Then they win. So they win the whole shit. So I was tight there was a miscommunication with the judges because we didn't know who it was that voted for who, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I jumped the gun. I just went to the stage. I ran up to the stage, and I went up to K-Mel, and I was like, "Yo, that's whack!" Boom! I threw the dick.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure that you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.